This is the story of former boxing world champion Harry Simon. Harry clearly felt that people in Namibia were jealous of what he'd achieved. And by 2002, he certainly had made something of his life from what were very unpromising beginnings. The youngest of 7 children, Harry never knew his father. His mother died when he was 4. Growing up, Harry was closest to his sister, Anna. He sold newspapers to bring in some money, and from a young age, he got caught up in street fights.
Somebody found me fighting on the street with my friend, and he saw me beating up a 12-year-old, and I was like 8 years old. And he advised me, if I want to hit somebody for fun, then I have to go to the gym. The first day he gave me to spar with the guy who was like 14 years old, and I was like 9 years old. And he was like a Namibian champion, and I beat him up in the gym. And we started from there.
As a teenager, Harry found a job working in a diamond mine, but decided to give it up to pursue boxing full-time in South Africa. Life was very hard. He sometimes had to sleep in the gym because he couldn't afford a place to stay. But he was building a reputation on the tough South African boxing scene and eventually started to earn enough money to look after his family back home.
Home back home!
Perhaps because he was from the little-known and sparsely populated country of Namibia, Harry Simon hadn't been given the chance to prove himself against a big star like Felix Trinidad or Bernard Hopkins. But Harry could certainly fight. When we met up with him, he was undefeated in 23 professional bouts and was the WBO middleweight world champion. He was coached by South African Ariel Maliki, a close friend who lived with him in his hometown of Walvis Bay on Namibia's Skeleton Coast. Harry grew up in the toughest of circumstances here. He was well known for his bad boy reputation outside of the ring.
I really love the kids, and I feel a lot for them because I've been like them. Every time when I came here, I have a chat with them and I tell them good stories and all that. So yeah, I really feel the way they're growing and struggling and all this. And I'm proud of them, actually.
And Harry was also proud of his escape from poverty. So proud that he even invited us into his bank to film him counting his money. This wasn't the sort of event that we usually filmed with a sportsman, but in the world he inhabited, Harry Simon was less sportsman, more celebrity. He was followed nearly everywhere by a gang of friends who acted as informal bodyguards, along with his trainer, Ariel.
He grew up here and people seen him when he was a kid, like when he was suffering. Today they see him driving, whatever he can afford, So people, they try to bring you down by the time, They don't, it's a only world champion ever Namibia have produced, and a 3 times world champion. People, they don't see that. Only they see it's, his mistakes, Basically everybody else do mistake,
Unfortunately for Harry, mistakes seemed to mark his path. Just before we left him, we asked him about his plans for the future. He hoped for a middleweight unification bout against Bernard Hopkins, and then, win or lose, to retire. But life wasn't going to turn out as smoothly as he planned.
I'm happy for who I am. I'm happy what God has given me. I'm happy to be a world champion. I'm happy to be on earth. I'm happy with my life. I'm gonna just keep going, and I'm keep going strong.
This was the last sequence that we filmed with Harry Simon as he posed in his new Mercedes just outside Walvis Bay. Then he left us and drove back into town. Yet despite his undoubted talent, Harry Simon will remain known more for what he's done.
The winner by way of technical knockout, still undefeated, and still the WBO junior middleweight champion of the world, Harry Simon.
Well, he was taken to the gym initially as a boy when a local trainer saw him in a street brawl and thought he would make a champion boxer. He wasn't wrong.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about a hand of recognition? A fine effort here tonight to the challenger, Wayne Alexander.
Another hotel, another fight. Harry Simon's been hardened by a career on the road and expects to check out of Copenhagen with a new title.
I never had a professional fight in Namibia, so I'm okay. They're watching me and they know that I'm the man.
His ring credentials are hugely respected. After decisioning Ronald Winky Wright for the WBO light middleweight title, he made short work of British challengers Kevin Lushing and Wayne Alexander before setting his sights on middleweight glory.
I got a good hand speed, I got a good punching power, so I can duck and weave. I'm just here to fight. I feel like fighting.
Back to Glenn and Ian.
Thanks, fellas. Yeah, here is Harry Simon, who grew up as a tough street fighter in Namibia with minimal education. He was paid £40 for his first professional fight. Now he lives in a luxurious, almost palace-style surroundings in Walvis Bay. He's already proved himself one of the top light middleweights in the world, holding the WBO championship through 4 defenses. He's now up at middleweight. He beat Hassan Sharifi, who's a decent class fighter. He thought he'd won this title already, but then Armand Crouch, who mysteriously had got stripped of the championship, was given it back again. So make of that what you will. Simon now has to go and win it properly. He starts a big favourite. I mean, anyone who can beat somebody as good as Ronald Winky Wright.
The light middleweight champion of the world from Namibia, Harry Simon.
So here he comes then. Here comes the Namibian world champion, Harry Simon. And immediately all of the Namibian flags waving around me. Just noticed a big one over to my right. He's an exceptionally hard worker, Harry Simon. He's no easy job for anybody. And he's walking past this big Namibian flag. It'll be to his left, by the way. And there you are, there it is. And those supporters getting behind him. Very pleased to see him, of course. And Harry looks up to them. It's interesting. One of the flags has just broken off and landed on the commentary table. Just a little one, of course. So here he comes then, the WBO light middleweight champion of the world, Harry Simon. So wherever you may be in the world watching this tonight, my name is Steve Holt and welcome once again to the National Sports Centre in Crystal Palace. World Championship Boxing featuring the WBO Light Middleweight Championship. Kevin Lushing challenging Harry Simon of Namibia for the WBO Light Middleweight crown. Our MC for this event is Mike Goodall. There's the tail of the tape. Simon, 4 years younger. He's an inch taller, exactly the same weight, and has a 1-inch reach advantage. That may be significant.